Here goes something I always love doing when we have people on our show is you letting the people know who you are, because we're always introducing ourselves to a new fan base.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like when you say, "Oh shit, you know who I am," or "You know who I am," I want the people that are watching us right now to know who you are, who Ray Daniels is, and how this all came about.
I'm just ambitious. I was supposed to be a loser. I was set up to be a loser. I woke up and decided I didn't want to be a loser. I got in music, and currently we have the #1 song in the entire world. You want to look it up? Look up Billboard 200 Global. That song at the top. Global. APT was written by my guy.
Hey,
my guy. Like that's who I am. I'm the guy that knows how to make the hits, but I'm also a guy that I love my people. I love all people, and I want to see us all prosper and be better. I realize that the world chooses its favorites, and I was never a favorite it chose. I chose myself, and now I'm my own favorite, and I love my life. So for me, I'm just a guy that just wants to see people win. And I remember praying. I prayed, Danza. I remember praying, like, because when I wanted to be in the music business, it's such a hard business. Like back then, it's easy now. Back then, it was so hard because back then you had to get in. Now everybody's in. Anybody with $30 can upload a song to TuneCore. You're in the music business now, right? Back then you had to get in. And I just remember promising God, like, hey man, if you help me get to a place in life where I could provide for my family, I promise you I won't be like these fuck niggas out all information who don't want to skip people, help people win. And I'm gonna share it. And I got to the point in my life where I feel like it's time to share. And I'm gonna do it, and I'm doing God's work. That's why I feel like I don't say anything bad. I don't say anything mean. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just saying what I would say if I was in your motherfucking face. Because that's what you're supposed to do. That's why I started talking about Danza. When he called me, I'm like, that's some man shit. I'm on my way. I had a whole event to go to. I said, this nigga showed me he a man. I'm on my way. Because to me, I respect men that do man shit.
I think that's really dope that you, in a time like now, have a platform to be able to display.
And I started a pop platform too. I forgot about that.
Come on.
I started pop. So here's the story in 30 seconds. Top executive at a major label. I wrote a letter called Dear White Music Execs, where I was explaining to my white counterparts the difficulty of being a black person in entertainment. This is right around George Floyd's situation, where everybody's sensitive now. So I'm like, look, this is what we go through as black people. We told to work twice as hard to work half as much. I just met y'all two today. Have y'all heard that? You're a black man. Yeah, have you heard that? I was just trying to enlighten my white brothers and sisters on what we deal with. Just when y'all ask us why y'all don't want to talk about George Floyd, we ain't saying nothing. we trying to keep our checks. And guess what? I said something and they took my check, you know? But when they did it, I remember being like, that was the first time that it was a wake-up call for me, because it showed me that they don't care about how much money you can make them. See, we be thinking it's all about money. They care about how uncomfortable you can make them or comfortable you can make them. Their comfort matters to them. The money is going to always be there because there's going to always be ready to sign a bad contract and give all their shit away. So the money's going to always be there, right? So they know what it is. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, I don't want to go on, but I started a platform because I didn't want to ask for a job. I thought I was too good. Like, by the way, since I left that company, if you go to look at the artists, their biggest records are still the records I did. Y'all can't beat me because I have a thought process when I make records. I don't just say, give me a dope beat, let's make a song. I sit in the room for hours. We try to figure it out. What is it? What's the brand? Everything. And they don't have that because they don't have me. And, you know, they don't give a fuck, and I don't give a fuck either. So now I started a platform, and I don't never want to take a job in the music business again. As an A&R, I will never. I'm done with that because I want to dwell on you, but I'm in your house, beautiful family. I see it like that. Man, when I got the address, I don't know if I'm coming to a studio. I don't know if I'm walking in. It's going to be a in here smoking. Yeah. I walk into a man's home, seeing his family, made me even happier I came. Because this man is doing something for his family. And if I can show up to help move that a half an inch, I did something. And to me, that's what it's about. It's about, you know, doing the right thing. And, you know, I started this platform and started blowing up. And we all cool now. But I'm a free
employed myself.
And Puff wasn't a free.
Yep.
We saw that. The minute that he spoke up against the people that was empowering him, they went after him. So
He was
Like-
free for a while, but I'm
No.
with you.
But he was. But to me, Kanye is a free nigga. He don't answer nobody.
And boy, does he pay.
And by the way, he pays, but guess what? He also gets paid. So for me, I just don't want to be owned. Because when you own, you're always compromised. And a lot of these guys are owned, which means they're compromised, which means you don't know what really is going through their head. When I worked at a label, I told the truth. Hey, bro, I ain't never lied to a nigga. Man, these motherfuckers want your shit because it's hot. I'm letting you know now they want because it's hot. Now, this is what I would do. I go in there room. I would ask them for everything that you want because they want it because it's hot and they need it. Right. They ain't your friends. They just want you to go get your money. I ain't never took a kickback. I ain't did none of it. None of it. I do what I'm supposed to do. So, yeah.
And that's valued. Priceless.
You know what's different about us? One of my favorite books that I've been reading over and over again is The Courage to Be Disliked. And I'll tell you the authors' names, but it's Ichiro and like Fumitaki or something. I don't know how to say their names, right? But The Courage to Be Disliked. No, you won't be able to say their names either. I don't want to butcher it. I'm looking at it, right? I'm looking at it right here. I'm looking at my book.
Now I'm curious.
Yeah, but it's that's the toughest thing for people to do, is to go out and tell the truth. And to make that phone call, right? Like when you say that, like it's the same thing I told you that my daughter's super sick, but I'm sitting on the phone with Kato. I'm like, I'm about to call him right now anyway. So
and as soon as you did, I'm like, okay.
Because I was like,
I know we're dealing with
what I was calling you to tell you was like, yo, the doors are open for the rest of the night. You can go here, you can come through. Because I know it's hard bad, so when I know you got shit to do, if the show's got to start at 4:00 in the morning, let's run it. You know why I say that though? Is because we have that same respect for you.
And that's my point. And when you have respect for each other, you show up differently. That's why I'm here. Because of me showing up.
Different,
it just, to me, my mission is just making sure that men be men. Like that is the only thing I care about. Because if a man is a man, he's a better man to his wife. He's a better man to his woman. He's a better man to his kids, his family, and everything. And if you see my mother, the people in my life, and you see life, you'd be like, God damn, how the me? I take so much pride in knowing that my mom ain't have to kiss nobody ass no more for the rest of her life. Because she'll curse me for how much money I got. Shut.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I got a Puerto Rican mom. I deal with that.
All day.
I'm getting beat with a belt right there. Don't matter. To this day.
Still got a blood.
Till this day. I'll never forget a day I was running out just because I know my mom be watching the shows, right? Right? I obviously could if I wanted to. But we know the difference in it. Like I grew up in the hood, the east side of Buffalo, New York. I know. You can't. You don't raise your hand.
You get the whole neighborhood on you.
My mom power bombed me through bushes before.
Yeah.
You know how bad it hurt? And it's all because I accidentally closed the door in my sister's hand. It was an accident. When I walked out of the car, but I was mad at my mom because she said something and I was like, ooh. Door slams, my little sister's finger gets hit, and I saw my mom walk out the car. Immediately, it was just like XXY. Like, you know what I mean? I'm blocking. Mortal Kombat block. Whoa. And she's like, yeah, you can block all you want. Boom. Right. But there's a day I'm running around the table. There's one thing about, like Puerto Rican mothers, same thing as like black mothers. You're going to get your, there's one thing, but don't fuck with the house.
That's a different
cookies in my hand. Oh, no. I'm on the carpet. She's chasing me. Like, you know what I mean? She's mad at me. She's chasing me. I raise my hand because the cookies are about to fall all over the carpet. So I hit one of these. She grabs the broom. Yeah. Just right across the hedge. Sorry, Mom, I don't want to make you seem abusive, but definitely whacked me with the broom. But I'm like, and then she's yelling at me about raising my hand to try to hit her. And I'm like, Mom, the carpet, like if
reflex
these cookies get on the floor and we got chocolate chips all over here. You're running around and it's like we already know what time it is. Yeah. But you can't do that, right? Like we learn that way, and being able to come up like that, that does change everything in the come up. It really does. So I hear what you're saying about everything you say. I hear you.
So you had a mama who was going in the house first. So when the world tried to, you was like, I remember one day I was in a meeting, my first I was in a staff meeting, and it was like I'm at a major, I'm excited. And the CEO of the company he cussed everybody out, but he really went at me. And I remember after he did it, now he was like, and if anybody in here got a problem, this is my company, get your out. And I pull my seat up more, like, well, shit, I'm not going anywhere. And then so the song, somebody plays a song for him, and then he, he sees me and he goes like, he kind of tests me on the shoulder. He's like, you my guy, right? I love you, right? I was like, I said, bro, don't do that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to give me, I've been told my whole life, you can't break me. Mm-hmm. You think you break me because you cursed me? I've been cursed out way worse than that by I came out of. You think you can hurt me? And you know what he did? He started laughing. He said, you gonna be good. Because you don't take it. You understand what it is.
Right. Facts.
Real talk.
So like how, like obviously we hear a little bit about your upbringing and what made you who you are today, but when was it like, what was the first career choice for you and when did it become this?
First major choice was like April 7th, 2002. First week of April. So September, I want to be in the music business. Somebody asked me to help them. September 11th happens. When September 11th happens, Delta and all the other airlines basically are going like upside down because no one wants to fly. We don't even know what the hell going to be happening. So basically they told all airline employees, just who wants to go home and not come back. So, and you can still maintain some of your benefits. So I was like, maybe this is a sign to go for my dream. So I go try to be I drive to New York. I'm like, my father's alive at the time and I'm staying with him and I'm trying to be in the music business. My father dies March 3rd, 2002. Delta calls me back to work April 2nd, 2002, because Delta has to check in on the first of every month to make sure that I'm doing something or I have to come back to work. So my father was my new excuse why I'm not at work, right? So I'm at the airport. I'm back at work. My mother's like, good. You don't have no talent anyway. Like you wasn't gonna make it. Like, just go. And my mom. And by the way, she was doing what she thought she was doing. She was protecting her son. And she was like, she was like, go back to Delta. In 10 years, you're gonna be making $60 a year, and you'll have a career in a 401k, and go be that. And I took that. I went back to work. I'm driving. I used to drive. I'm the guy that like when you drive through an airport, like fly through an airport from New York to Miami, you stop in Atlanta. I'm the guy pick your plane up from New York, the New York plane, and take it to the Miami plane. And I'm driving, and I swear to God, I don't know what happened, but I'm like driving, and the sun is shining down on me, and I'm like, I wonder if my mother would have told me to go work at Delta if Bill Cosby was my father. If Bill Cosby was my father, people would be like, why are you working at Delta?
Right.
You should be doing way more. Bill Cosby's your dad. And I was like, and by the way, my father just died. I'm 21, 22. My father just died. So now I'm reflecting on what life
Father is big role in your life. Was he present?
He was present, but he was present, but he was in and out of, like he was just, but my father is the nicest man I've ever met in my life. He's never whipped me. He's never cursed at me. He's never yelled at me. He was, my entire life, he took his time to talk to me, to teach to me. Like he was the nicest, most greatest man ever. And he just had addictions he couldn't get past. And I was like, that's not gonna be me. And he died. And I remember I went to my supervisor's office at Delta, like, cause it was the 7 o'clock, I'd never give it the 7 o'clock push. You know, we had pushes, the 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock was ending. Right. So the sun was kind of on his way down. Go to my supervisor's office and I'm like, I got a dream, man. He was like, yeah, I know. He's like, what you gonna do about it? I'm like, I don't know, man, but I feel like it's more for me out there. And he goes, look out there in that break room. You see everybody out there? How old are you, Ray? I said, I'm 22. He said, if you come back when you're 27, they all still be right here. They might have a little bit more seniority to you, but they all still be right here. Go for your dream. And I'm like, I wouldn't even know. I wasn't coming to quit. I was just kind of, I just need somebody to talk to. Today's your last day. I didn't get a statement. Like, wait, I left, called my mom first. My mother was like, you know.
He said today's your last day?
Yeah. He said today's your last day. I'm going to tell him you gave, because he was like, because, you know, you got to remember, I was in New York, so I'm hanging out at parties, Puff parties, Jay-Z parties, Dame Dash. I'm giving, like, I'm touching it. It's not like I'm like, it's not like I'm like, oh, national where I'm from, just sitting around saying I'm going to make it one day. Like, I'm actively going after it. And he was like, go for it. And I quit, called my mom. My mom was like, you are so fucking stupid. You are not going to make it. You are not going to. And by the way, it's a joke now. Because my mom is, yeah, she was that, but nobody told her she could be.
Right.
So how can you have false narrative that tells your son they could be something nobody told you? You got to muster up that kind of courage. I got to be intentional. That don't just happen. That's that you want to make happen. And when, you know, and I did it, and man, shit, here I am. And thank God that I had the balls to bet on myself. And the scariest part is as the stakes get higher, you get more and more and more and more and more afraid to bet. Yeah. It's like Drake. It's like the bet feels, it's like, I understand where he's at right now. It's like this feels so personal to him. How could y'all do this to me? Like, I know what it feels like, but get over yourself. They didn't do it to you. They did it. It was just your day for it to happen to you. They did it like they do it for everybody else. They laugh at everybody. They joke on everybody. They clown everybody. It's your turn. It's your turn today. And guess what? That is just the way the world works. Get off your ass and do something. That's why I take it. So I don't have none against. I love that, bro. I love his music. Word. I love his catalog is better than Kendricks. Undeniable. Like, he's incredible. Yeah. But you was sensitive in a moment of loss, and now it's being exposed. And now you lost men. You lost women, and now you're losing white men and white women too. And I'm like, bro, come on, man, go back.
Did his team fail him on that? Because there was a few.
We already left this shit.
But back to what I'm saying. My whole point of this is my story is that I wasn't supposed to, and I figured I could be something. And no one told me I could. My father died, and I said, I'm not. My father's name was Raymond Daniels. And I was like, come on. I'm not. This Raymond Daniels is not going to be like this right now. And now my son's name is Raymond Daniels. And I'm proud to say my son has literally, I just bought him a brand new $50,000 car for his birthday, on his 16th birthday. And everybody has high expectations for him. And you know what has the highest expectations for him? Himself. Because I put it in him. You my son. You think you can be less than me? I'm better than my dad. You got to be better than me. Your name, and I exactly. Yes. So I'm gonna make it easy on you. I'm not going. Our struggle as young black men is usually financial struggles. We want to wear the right sneakers. Want to wear the right this. Want to wear the right that. I took all that shit from him. You ain't got to worry about none of that. He can wear my sneakers now, so he be wearing all my shit, everything, and it's yours. But you better be a man. And your job is to become a man and take care of the women in your life. Your sister, start with your sister first. I got mommy. You gonna take care of your sister. And whoever else come, because that's what it's about, the family structure. The problem with the world is we be trying to tell people, go do you. That's the problem with the world. Don't do you. The family is our responsibility. The family unit is what you should be doing. Let me go a little further back, a little part of my story. Okay. I wouldn't be if it wasn't for my Uncle Derek. My Uncle Derek was a huge drug dealer in New York in the 80s. And start getting real bad, and they tried to kick my family door in, and my mother ran to Webster Projects to help my grandmother, and I woke up it's like 3:00 in the morning, Danza. My mom wakes up, watch the door, I gotta go to mommy house. My mom runs out the house with a knife, my stepdad runs out with a bat, and the next morning I wake up, and it's 14 of us in the house. My grandmother sleeping there, my cousin sleeping there, and that was my life for 3 years. And my Uncle Derek, he can't never do wrong to me. This was hustling for us. And I never forget the day, bro. It was like the greatest moment of our life. I'm 11 years old. I see Uncle Derek out the window. We live in an apartment 4C. I'm like, we worshiped him. He came around. It was a good day. You got your haircut. You got clothes. You got everything. He came around. It was Uncle Derek. What's up? For the first, and he's never by himself. He was by himself. He always had security with him. He's a big boy. He was by himself. And he's always nice to us. And he literally said, go in the house. So we like, Uncle Derek. So we go in the house and we meet him at the door. He comes in the house with a duffel bag about this big, about that tall, with nothing but cash in it. And just watching the joy of my grandmother jumping up and down, my mother and everybody. And he comes in with a bunch of money. He gets hand stacks out and he says to my aunt, get everybody out in New York. Everybody. Could have left with just him and his 2 kids and his girl and his mama. Good. But he moved 21 of us out the same day. I'm a millionaire because of that. Because I got to Atlanta.
Hustlers
and
make
I
the
saw,
difference.
but it was me getting to Atlanta and seeing black, like I never saw Cosby Show shit. I never saw 2-parent households. I never saw black people in power. I never saw it. It was like, this is what we can be? Oh my God. Here I am.
Fire.
So
around what age was that?
I left New York. We left New York October 19th, 1991. I just turned 12. Okay. And I'm talking about, think about that. He took all of us. So for me, what kind of nigga would I be if I say I'm not helping anybody? I'm a I'm someone that's benefiting from someone saying I'm not leaving him behind.
A direct.
So I'm not gonna leave nobody behind. As long as you're with me, I'm with you. And as long as you hold me down, I'm gonna hold you down. We're gonna get up every day and we're gonna figure it out and we're gonna be okay. And that's what it's about.
That's
taking care of each other, family. So
that's
me,
dope.
The only thing that matters to me is family and making sure. That's why, dog, not to go back to it, but I just want to say, bro, your life is too beautiful to let something so small bother you.
Message.
It's just a little embarrassment. Your life is too beautiful for you to allow a loss in rap, which also gave you $1 billion. Come on, bro. We have removed the dream and it's all about us now when we lost. That's why I say that. So my whole thing is, bro, I know I would be I got cousins in Patterson projects right now that are still there. So you don't get out the projects.
It's not over.
You don't get out the projects. You don't do that. And we did. And thank God.
Fire.